Kyle here from Applied OCD. Today we're going to be installing this little pole on this plank back here. These are boards that go on my front and back porch. When I built the porch, there was a hose spigot on the front of the house and on the back of the house, and unfortunately there was no other way to do this project other than to have the hose spigot come out in the exact same spot that it was. It would have involved basically not having a hose spigot on any side of the house except for my north side. So the hose spigots had to stay where they were. So anyway, I constructed the porch, and then I left out some spots in between the floor joists for these boards right here that go in, keep people from falling through, and then also you can lift the board up and turn the water on or off. Well, I got tired of having to take a knife and get underneath here to flip the thing up to get the hose turned on. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I found these little stainless steel poles. They're meant for boats, for like a live well or some hatch where you can access the bilge area below the deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pocket right here and mount this in place. So I had a drawing that I made for this, and I took the dimensions right off of the piece itself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the center of this hole right here. That's going to be my origin. So that's going to be 0, 0. And then all the other dimensions are taken off of this 0, 0 point. All the hole pattern, and then also the points for the corners of the pocket. Now I have a circular end mill, just a regular 1/4-inch end mill that I'm going to use to do that. And you notice that the workpiece has square corners. So I'm going to make the pocket, and then I'm going to take it over to the workbench and just use a wood chisel and square up all these corners so that it fits down in there nicely. So I've got right here the tool path for the pocket, and these are just your typical Cartesian coordinates, X, Y axis here and here. And then this is my 0, 0 point. I'm going to mill down here, and then I'm going to offset 175 thousandths plus and minus and go back down through here. That's going to make this little keyhole slot right there where the hinge is. And then these corner points are where I'm going to run the end mill around here, and then I'll just clean up this area in the middle to make the pocket. So like all good machinists, I have a process flow. First operations I'm going to be is to drill the 1.8" hole, the 450 thousandths deep, and then all the other operations in sequence from there. And then we should have a finished pocket. So let's go. Got to come out here, turn on my phase converter. I just touched off the edge of the back of the vise. I got to go 2 inches in from the end and 2 inches 6/87 on the side. All right, I moved over that dimension, reset my readout to 0, 0 so that my origin is right there. Now this is an 1.8" Forstner bit, commonly used for woodworking and such. What I'm going to do, put that in there, then I'm going to start the mill. I'm going to come down, and then I have a Z-axis readout. I'm going to zero that out, and then I'm going to go down, let's see what the depth of my hole is, 450. Because this is going to go outside, it's going to get wet. I'm going to go ahead and drill this hole all the way through so it can drain out. Now it's time for a tool change. I'll take the chuck out and put my end mill in there, and then I'll go down and make this slot over here, and then we'll start making the pocket. Tool change is complete. So I moved over off of the center, so I'm out here in this spot here. I'm going to bring this down and just touch the workpiece, set my readout to 0. So now I should be good to go. This little slot that comes over here is 300 thousandths deep. So I'm going to come down 300, lock the spindle in place, then I'm going to fire up. I'm going to come down here and go to my next tool mark. Now I'm going to raise the z-axis up. There we go. Now I have to go back to my paper here, and I'm going to go to these coordinates in the corners. That's going to establish the pocket, and then I'll just make some passes in between to clean it all up. It's that way. It's that way. A little bit of play in it. It doesn't have to be perfect because this stuff is going to expand and contract when they get out there in the summer sun. It's going to be crazy. It's going to go all over the place. Now, if you notice, I had this stopper set up over here so I can take this piece in and out at my pleasure. And I can go out there, I'll take this over to the bench, and I'm going to square these corners up using a wood chisel so that that hole will fit right down inside there nicely. We'll check the fit on it because there is some irregularities. There's I don't know if you can see it real well right here. The hinge pin is welded, so it's a little fat right in through here. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of accommodate that, but it should fit in there okay. Yeah. All right, over to the workbench. I'll square those corners up, and we can bring it right back in here and do the screw holes. Hey, look at that. It's down in there pretty good. Take a Sharpie, mark those holes. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this back over to the mill. And there are some irregularities between the two that I have, the two poles. So I'm just going to take this back over to the mill, and I'm going to approximately go to the marks that I have on my sheet. But then I'm going to let my eyeball be the final guide and drill these 4 holes. Down here, see? And you're just cool. Look at what's running. There's a lot of what's that. Look at that. I'm going to do that. These are all the way to the bottom. I'll get that. Those holes in this hole are square. It's like you're not square. Like, move it, go east, it's not square. There we go. Nice and flush. Let's go try it out. Look at that. Just reach down here, pull that up, move this one out of the way. There's my hose faucet. Motor back down in there. Nice and smooth. We can go ahead and go over that with a snow shovel or anything like that if you wanted, or a broom. Now it's real easy to take that out of there. All right, I'm gonna go make another one for the back porch.